Practical Excel. This is a channel devoted to the learning of Microsoft Excel. The goal here is to give you the tools needed to not only learn the many facets of Excel, but also give ideas on the raw power that can be harnessed into job opportunities. I have 16 years of hardcore experience solving some of the most complex and mind-bending Excel problems. On this channel, we will begin with understanding the basic tools needed. As the series continues, we will gradually incorporate everything discussed here into more complex reporting techniques. We begin our lesson with what we call references. This should be a very easy concept to understand and is the cornerstone of any Excel automation. Future formulas you make rely heavily on references, and mastering them will ensure the durability of any formula you write. The purpose of formulas is to direct a cell and/or a formula to use a value located and managed outside that selected cell, meaning you're basically going to take the information from another cell. And I'll show you how that works. So you see here in example 1, we have here, this is our 200, this is the cell where data is stored. In this cell, we're going to pull that information. You could write 200, but trust me, it's easier to just, the first thing you'll do is you hit the equal sign and then simply click on the cell and hit enter. And you'll see that it'll directly pull that cell's information. Another way you could do it is you could just type equals and then type in the cell itself, like C9. And it'll automatically pop up and say, do you want that cell? You can just hit enter and you got it done. Now, to get a little more complex with it, we have what's called, you know what? I don't know what it's called, but you put dollar signs in them. And here's an example. So if we were to say equals this cell, like we did in the other example, we would get 1,000. If you were to copy that cell and come to the next cell and paste that information in, you'll see that the formula, the reference moves with your cell. So you went down one and the formula itself also moved down one. If you did not want that to happen, we have what's called dollar signs, and what that does is it locks that number in. So if you were to do $L9, you'll see it's still highlighted. You hit enter, you still got that 1,000, but now when you copy it and you paste it, it doesn't change the value of the cell. Now this can be done with both the column and the row. So you could put 2 dollar signs, one before the column, one before the row. The other trick to do is clear it out here, is if you do your equals, click on the cell, and then if you hit F4, there you go, the dollar sign will come in, and if you continue to hit F4, you'll see that it kind of moves around every time you do it. So we're just going to leave it there, and there's your example 2. Now it seems pretty easy. Let's see how we can use this in practice. So the way that I use it the easiest is in just figuring out a budget. So let's say you want a total. If you just do equals your work plus your yard sale, and it's just click and click and hit enter, you'll get your total. We'll do the same thing here with bills. Make sure you hit equals, click on the cell, plus, and we got all 3. Now, there are simpler ways to even do that. You can use the sum function, but we won't get into that right now. And then down here, well, we did plus. Why don't we just take the total and subtract the bills from it. Take the income, subtract the bills. Now, what's useful about that is now that your formulas are in there and they're using references, you can go and you can change. Let's say you spent $50 extra on food, everything changes with it. So the formula will run as you change, and it'll stay just like that as long as you don't change the formula. The same here. Let's say you got 500, you made a little extra this year, and it goes up to, everything changes all the way down. That's the basic use of references. Now you can get a little more complex, and we'll go into the innovation, and we'll do a little checkbook. So let's say you're starting with 5,000 here, and then what you're going to do is you're just going to add it in. So you got your 5,200, and then here we're going to take that 5,200 and we're going to subtract your rent. And then here we can actually do here, take this, subtract your food. And now here we can just kind of copy and paste it because that'll be the same. And here. The other interesting thing is, let's say you want to give money to charity in your checkbook, but you're not sure how much, and not to mention that your income changes, so you want to get that number absolutely correct. So you'll just do the equals, take your total amount that you have in, and multiply it by, let's say, 10%. There. So now, when you go into your work, if you've made, let's say, $10,000, you'll see down here the amount you're going to give to charity also changes as well. And everything else flows as normal. Anything in gray is all your formulas, and you'll never have to touch them. You'll just have to, going forward, add in the amount of your income and the amount of your bills, and you're good to go. Pretty simple. As we get into the future episodes, you'll notice that we'll start using references inside other functions, and that gets pretty exciting when we do that. Thank you for watching. You can email me at practicalexcel2016@gmail.com, and if you like this video, please click like, and there's going to be a lot more videos, so if you'd like to be notified, please subscribe. Thank you very much.